Hello there people, my name is Amanamaz and I have been playing Pokémon Legends Arceus. I feel like it's been a while and this is my first game review, so hopefully there's many more to come. I gave it a week or so I could finish playing the game and let it marinate for a bit before doing this, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. But yeah, not gonna lie, I didn't feel like doing a walkthrough and I wanted to take my time with it. So what did I think of it? I think it's a very good base game. Like, this is the first time Pokemon have done a semi-open world game of this size. And as a game in its own right, it's fun and enjoyable with many new mechanics that freshen up the franchise, which, not gonna lie, has been stale for a while. But because it's the first time they've done this, there's still some teething issues, but I'll get into that later. So what did I like? The fact that they made this game I quite like. But in terms of in-game material, Game Freak made this game considerably harder. For example, in battles you could have a 10 plus level advantage, but it would still push you to somewhat worry, if you know what I mean. You really have to think and strategize, and that's why I struggled a bit, because I wanted to pick Pokemon that look cool, and they didn't really have the biggest move pool at the time. But even then it's so much more difficult. There's a post-game battle against a character called Volo, spoiler alert here. It's on top of Mount Coronet and it's essentially an 8 versus 6 match where you have to face a level 70 Giratina twice with pretty much Mami Cynthia's team. If you've watched my walkthrough, you'll probably get that reference. And it took a number of attempts to beat him, and even when I did, it felt like an element of luck was there. But I'd rather have this than how easy previous games have been. There's this new mechanic where you have to face noble Pokemon, essentially the gym battles, and to beat them you have to dodge their attacks and throw bombs at them. You can do this entirely or at points throw in your Pokemon to battle them. It was more fun doing the new method entirely and sometimes quicker, so that's a nice addition to the game. Game Freak added a lot of lore to this, which I liked. Doesn't mean the story was great, but it did help immerse yourself and the character into the game. Another thing I found to be a relief, if anything, was that all the Pokemon can be obtained in this game. Because as much as I understand the reasons why, version exclusives are a pain in the ass. So it's great to have one game where you can complete the Pokédex entirely without asking your mates to help, which I haven't done yet, but I will do it. Now, what I didn't like. The game at times felt very grindy. Like, to unlock for different areas you need to go up a rank, but the only way to go up a rank is to catch and battle the same Pokemon from the same area over and over again, whether they'll be at different sizes or use different moves. And that felt very boring when all I wanted to do was get on with the main mission. Like, they could have at least used the side missions to help you gain up a rank. Also, the areas where you go out exploring felt a little bit too empty. Like, you could run a while without encountering a Pokemon, and a lot of the areas look the same except for the placement of water. There's one small volcano and one icy area, but that's it really. The other areas seem to blend in with each other and don't seem to vary that much. Like, one's a bit more muddy and one's a bit more mountainous, but it's not that much different. I do miss some of the aspects of the previous games, like battling random strangers, to the Pokemon League, to breeding Pokemon that you need, to seeing other cities, because there's only one city in this game and it almost felt annoying that you had to go back into this one place before you can go anywhere else. But I imagine in the future they'll blend the old style of games with this new one, and I really look forward to that. The main issue I had with the game was that I think the story wasn't that great. Like, it was okay at best. And I get it's a Pokemon game and the standard of storytelling isn't that high, but it follows the standard story of you being the chosen one, falling out of the sky from a different time and you have to fix it. And at one point you get banished because you are the chosen one. But Game Freak didn't do much to pad everything out to be a great story. It's just bare bones. I know I said the lore was good, but it's kind of like the Star Wars prequels where the lore is great, but the stories themselves wasn't. And on the more technical side of the game, it needed a jump button for the character. Like, I know there was a dodge button, but it's not the same. There were times where I was pressing the crouch button with the intention of hoping it would jump, and I still do this now. Ever since the game was announced, there was always the comparisons to Breath of the Wild, but that game just looked fantastic, and it took years for them to make something that people call the best game ever made. Whereas this game didn't look as polished. Like, the lava in this game sat still, it didn't move, and at times the frame rate for Pokemon slowed down considerably to the point where it stuck out like a sore thumb. But overall, I'd say it's a decent game and worth playing. But is it bad that I'm looking forward to what the future holds, as this is a right step in the right direction for Game Freak, instead of enjoying this game as it is now? Do you know what I mean, or am I just talking rubbish? If I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 7 out of 10. I think the fun I had with this game outweighs the problems I had with it, and I hope they improve going forward because it will be something special. I hope you liked my review. Please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you did, and peace.